This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
No, not
Not yet.
yeah.
Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay. 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 So the HTML5 is completed. Okay. Now I'm going to start CSS, like CSS2 and CSS3. Okay. So for we used already CSS and CSS2. Okay. And CSS3 we didn't use. Okay. Like except that box shadow and round corners. Okay. So CSS2 and CSS3. So what is the difference between? Okay, what is the new features in the CSS3? Okay, how we can apply CSS3 to our web application? Okay, so coming to here, so by creating a style sheet like this, for example, inline internal CSS. Okay, and how to create user-defined classes. Okay, and apply for example equal tags as CSS selectors. Okay, like a label input, and this you can call attribute selector. Okay, so let me save here.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, tell me.
So I was practicing the video from yesterday, and when I was trying to do the size, the multiple size for, I think it was the countries, the 1 and 2, the 1 wasn't working like it was supposed to, but it worked with the 2, if that makes sense.
Okay, actually the which I said the first time, that is actually old class link, that is and second time I shared when latest, like yesterday class I shared the latest one. Did you download that?
No, the video is working. I'm talking about for the countries when you put one of the coding was multiple sizing or something.
Okay. In the drop down.
Yeah, in the drop down.
Okay.
So when I used size 1, it was not working for me.
Okay, so let me check this one. Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah.
In the month section. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it like that, but when I put one icon.
Suppose if you give the size 1, so that means like 1 line of height. So let me check here. Yeah, this one. Okay. So the size is 2 means like 2 lines, like 2 rows. Okay. So the drop down box will take height, 2 lines of height. Okay, here the select month is 1 and the January month is 1. Okay. So that means 2 lines of height, your drop down box. Suppose if you say 1, it will take 1. It's like it. See, now I can see only the select month. Okay, and now I can click, it will scroll on the because we restricted with height 1. That's why it's showing like this.
But for me, when I click on it, I can't scroll. I only see select month. I'm not able to.
You cannot see the months. You can't see the months.
No.
Okay. Okay. I will send the sharing request. Just accept it.
Okay. So I have it like this.
Okay.
And then here, I can't see anything.
Yeah, go to the code. Zoom it little bit. Zoom it. Like press the Control plus. No, zoom. Control plus. Just use the keyboard Control plus.
Yeah, there.
Okay. Wait. Okay, let me check this. Yeah, here I think label months, select multiple size one option, select months. Job option select. Yeah, everything is good. Okay, and go to the browser. Okay, maybe I think this is Safari, right?
No, this
Safari.
is Chrome. Chrome.
Oh, Chrome. Okay. Select country.
This is what I was saying yesterday. Like, I can't see the blue here or the icon, the calendar icon. It still doesn't work for me. Some of the things are missing.
Okay, so in the month also you are not able to see the, the dates and months both are displayed in the month section.
This is what I see. That's what I was trying to
Yeah. Actually, you have to update the browser. Apurva.
Okay.
This is like some kind of older browser. Google Chrome. See, if you see my browser, so it's applying new features. The complete layout was changed. Okay, so you need to update the browser, the Google Chrome browser.
Okay.
Maybe that is the problem. Okay, just uninstall and reinstall just from the Google website.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, fine. Is there anything?
No, that's all.
That's it. Okay. Okay. See here in my screen, the range section also, it's applying some blue nice color, like round corners, the borders, everything. Okay, and even the color box. Okay, and here it is the months. Okay, see. So here also the layout, the complete layout was changed. It's showing only month, and it is highlighted the present month. Okay, so that means these are all like a browser new features, browser updated, because all like HTML, CSS, it will embed in the browser. Okay, based on your HTML, CSS, the result will be apply. CSS will apply to your elements and new features. Okay, so we have to update the latest version. Present version is maybe that is 80 or something. Okay, you can download it and install. Okay. Okay. So coming to CSS. Okay, till now we used like CSS1 and CSS2, like using these selectors like user defined class selectors and tag selectors. Okay, like label inputs and input type submit. Okay, so this is attribute actually. You can say attribute selectors also. Okay, so here I'm going to say specifically this display block apply should be where I mention the type submit, not all the inputs. Okay, so that means the display block will apply only the input submit text box. Okay, so that it will apply only the submit button. So that's why we are calling attribute. So this inside the square brackets we can call attribute selectors. Okay, we can target any specific tag or specific element. Like this, we can use attribute selectors also. Okay, so like this also. This is also attribute. Okay, when I used any autofocus in the input box, okay, the background should color apply only on the focus text box. Okay, like this you can use the CSS3 attribute selectors also. Okay, and these are some basic selectors like HTML tags and user defined classes and user defined IDs. Okay, so these are all CSS2 selectors. So mainly we are applying CSS by using selectors. Okay, without selector we cannot apply CSS to our HTML content. Okay, so here mainly HTML tags and class selectors, ID selectors, like attribute selectors, and some of the like complex selectors also is there. Okay, that is new features in the CSS3. Complex selectors means suppose I have the 10 list items. Okay, in the 10 list items, I have to apply some background color or different color. Okay, or different font size, or if you want to apply some icon like randomly or alternate, like odd number, even number. Okay, we can use the complex selectors. Okay, like first child, last child, nth child. Okay, so these are like complex selectors. You can target any element by using the complex selectors. Okay, so let me show you one by one. So here CSS3 new features. See here, when you search in the Google, it's showing the first line like box shadow. Okay, so the box shadow introduced in CSS3. The shadow is not available in the CSS1 and CSS2. Okay, if you want to use like box shadow, we have to use this like Photoshop designing tool for image, for text, for any object like a circle, square, or any custom shape. Okay, but in CSS3 we can apply directly with box shadow property and the values. For any, we can apply the image, we can apply for the text, and we can apply for the any box element also, like circle, square. Okay, like shadow. Even you can apply the four sides of the object. Okay, and opacity. Opacity, nothing but here the transparent. Okay, instead of applying 100% color or 100% image, okay, you can apply the transparent like using opacity, and then you can say value like 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, like this. From 0 to 1 you can apply the values for the opacity. Okay, and round corners, I think we used already round corners. Okay, border radius. Border radius is the property, and you can give the values. Okay, here two type of values is there. You can give in a pixels. At the same time, you can apply the percentage also. It will apply. Okay, and attribute selectors. So just now I show you one example. Okay, these two you can call attribute selectors, right? And new colors. Okay, they introduced some new colors. Okay, before we were using only RGB color for the web, and in CSS3 they introduced like HSL colors, like other three format. Like suppose if you see smart TV, okay, smart TV colors code is different. Okay, and laptop or mobile color code is different. Okay, suppose if you're writing any application for like a smart TV or some any other smart device, okay, like any touch devices, we can use those colors also, color formats like HSL colors. Okay, and more than web safe fonts. Web safe font means here till now used only system fonts like Arial, Times New Roman, and some Tahoma, okay, Trapezoid MS. So these are all called system fonts. Out of this, if you want to use any some custom like style font, okay, handwriting style or thick thin font, any some like custom fonts like stylish font, okay, you can use in the CSS3 using the font face. Okay, this is the selector. I can add like at the rate font face. Okay, so like this you can use this selector and link that to your font. Okay, and you can use the custom fonts. Okay, so like this you can use the font face selector for the web safe colors, web safe fonts. Okay, and let me show you so many other like new features in GM business like mobile web. Yeah, spacing. Yeah, one more thing here, like transitions, transforms. Okay, so we use some in the HTML page. Okay, transition and transformations like rotate, scale, skew. Okay, and animation, CSS3 animation. Okay, and even custom shapes. Okay, so out of the circle square we can create any kind of custom shape from the CSS3. Okay, CSS is the latest evolution of the cascading style sheets language and aims at extending CSS 2.1. Okay, they're bringing a lot of new features and additions like rounded corners. Okay, shadows, gradients. Okay, I think gradient we didn't use till. Okay, I will teach you in the class. Okay, suppose if you want to use like gradients more than one color, like 2, 3, or 4 colors, you can use the gradient. In gradient, two types are there: linear and radial gradients. Okay, and then transitions. Okay, animations, as well as new layouts like multi columns. Okay, till now we use like CSS for making the like 2 columns, 3 columns, like 4 columns. Okay, but in CSS3 they introduced the columns also, like using the multi-column property. Like suppose if you say column 2, automatically the content will be split as a 2 columns. If you say 3, the content will be split 3 columns. Okay, like a flexible box, or grid layouts. Okay, finally the flexible box is like a border box. Here, um, let me show you an example here with the layer template. Yeah, this is one, right? So actually here use like some width and padding and the border also. Border is not there. Okay, but we use the padding. Okay, for making exact width, we decrease the value which applied the padding value, and we calculate the width of the box and apply the box width. Okay, but here you can apply border box to your column, so that it will be the padding value will be included within the your box width. Let me show you an example on this. We log and use, right? Yeah, so here actually in the first time I given like 333.33 for the box width. After applying the padding, so this padding value I decreased from the total width of your box, because finally it will become more width. Okay, so like suppose here you can say the border box border. Box border. Border box. That's not okay. Border box is there. Box size, box that's not yeah, box sizing. And here you can say box sizing border box. Okay, so now you can remove the padding value. No, here we can keep the padding value for the spacing purpose. Now we can apply the total width of your box as per your calculation. Here we use the 3 columns, right, inside our 1000 pixel container. By dividing, this is the value of your box width. Okay, so that means the box column width is 333 and the padding value is 20 pixels, like supplying left side and right side 20. Okay, so that means the total column width is 353. Okay, so let me check now. Still applying something. Box sizing, everything is okay. 333. Border margin, float left. Image box. Margin. So no, here should I box sizing 330. It should be 333. So when apply the border box, let me apply the important pixels. Yeah, it's applying. Okay, because of the margin. Okay. Okay. So here we have applied the margin also here actually. So margin also taking like an extra bit on the left side and right side. So that means the margin value also you have to decrease from the total width, not padding or any borders. Okay. Let me remove the again. Let me comment on this. The margin. Okay. Now our box width is 333 exactly. Okay. Even suppose if you have like a border like 1 pixels solid and then some color. So now also it's like placed side by side because the border of 1 pixel value also include in the like within the box width, like include within the 333. So even if you increase the padding, let me increase the 20 pixels. Now it is the double padding on the 4 sides. See now. Okay, so even apply the padding and border also, these all values including within the 333 pixels. Okay, so because of the box sizing border, so that means the border value and padding value it will apply inside your columns. Okay, it won't extend your box width. Okay, the content will be wrapped according to your box width and box width. Okay, so this box sizing is introduced in the CSS3 for the better layout and for the responsive purpose. Right. Okay, now I think important is not required. See now it's clear. Okay, so that means border and padding you can apply directly without decreasing your column width. Okay, so like this we can apply the box sizing box like that. Or it's new CSS3 selectors. Like these are all I teach already. The class selector, ID selector, and the tag selectors, and the attribute selectors like this. Okay, so this also like you can say attribute selector, attribute name, and attribute value. Right. Like using the other symbols like a dollar symbol. Okay, so these are different like custom selectors like a star. Okay, and pseudo classes. The root, overflow, order. The pseudo means here the column and the root. Okay, column and root means here you can say any selector. Okay, and it will be applied. The CSS will be applied. Okay, I will give one example of the class. The class attribute. Okay, so these are all like the main CSS3 new features. Okay, here you can see the div dot article greater than p colon last child. Okay, the font style, some italic or some fonting colors. Okay. So that means suppose I have the 10 paragraphs in the page. Okay, so I'm going to apply this CSS, the font italic on the last paragraph text, the last element of paragraph. Out of 10, it will go to the direct to the last paragraph. Okay, this is a selector, the last child nothing but last paragraph. Okay, so then the font, everything like what are the colors, sizes, background colors, everything will apply. Okay, it won't apply other line from 1 to 9 paragraphs. Okay, so like this we can target any element in the HTML page using these attribute selectors and complex selectors. Like here in the ID. Okay, CSS3 colors. As I said before, we have the RGB colors only till CSS2, and CSS3 they introduce HSL colors like three characters like FF means white. Okay, or you can use like this is you can call a hexa code like 6 characters like FF, or you can say in shortcut FF or 00 for the black. Okay, or here also you can say 6 zeros for the black. Okay, so like hexacode also they introduced in the CSS3, and out of this the other formats like HSL colors. Here this is HSL, okay, HSLA and RGBA. Okay, RGBA I used in some example in our class. RGB nothing but like red, green, blue, and A for alpha. Alpha means you can say that is you can apply the opacity instead of using the 100% color density. You can apply the alpha also. Okay, so RGB also introduced in the CSS. And these days are like for other devices, other smart devices, we are using generally this HSL and SL, not for the like web and mobile application or web applications. Okay, and other like a CSS3, I will teach you one by one. The look at it. So, okay. Border color and custom borders. And custom borders mean using the custom borders you can create any kind of shapes. Let me show an example. CSS3 custom shapes. See here, this is like basic shape square. Okay, for the creating the square you can use width and height. Okay, and some background color other like border radius, you can have this basic shape, and this is also basic shape rectangle and circle. Okay, when you want to make the circle, width and height value should be the same, and some background color and border radius is 100% or 50%. Okay, here you can see 100 pixels. Suppose if you want to apply the pixels, you can apply the 100 pixels. Okay, like CSS3 circle. Okay, and all shapes, other like triangle upsize. Okay, like this is a code for this heads up. Okay, angle. Okay, and double triangle, like triangle left, right. Okay, like triangle top, left shape, like this kind of. Okay, not only this, like any kind of shapes you can create with the CSS. Even icons also, like social network icons, like stars. Okay, like this hexagon, pentagon, octagon. Okay, heart symbol, infinity. Okay, even infinity also you can create. Okay, this is the CSS code. Let me show you on social network icon, like Facebook, Twitter. These are all also we can. This one. In shape. Yeah, like magnifying icon. This one. Yeah, here you can see. Even Facebook icon also can create without using any images. Okay, you can create with the plain CSS. Okay, here mainly we are going to create one shape and applying some different properties like position, border radius. Okay, and border bar, border bottom like this, the content one, position. Okay, these are all CSS3 new features. Okay. Okay, let me first I will create one page for the CSS3. Yeah, I will create one document for CSS3. Okay, to create like custom shapes. Okay, and the transitions, transformations, animations. Okay, and how to apply the custom fonts to our page content. Okay, let me create one CSS. Let's say here CSS3.html. Okay, for example, first like CSS3 web fonts, like any some custom style font you can apply using the font face. Okay, suppose I have one H1 content here, like CSS3 fonts. Okay, so this is like by default the system font is applied. Okay, this font is maybe that is Times New Roman. Here they didn't mention in the H1 selector, the basic style, but the font is says like Times New Roman. Okay, which is like which is the default font in your system. That font will apply by default. Okay, until you are changing by using CSS. Okay, so here I'm going to use some custom fonts here. Let's say here fonts. Okay, for example, this is like some like font like custom font. Okay, some stylish font. Suppose if you want to use this font in your application, download the font in your local system. Let's say, okay, so here the download option is there. Let's start. Okay, so this is our font. Okay, just downloaded the custom style font. Okay, just copy and paste in your direct folder. So this is my CSS3 HTML document. Okay, so here itself you can say one fonts folder. I can create one fonts folder. Yeah, yes. Now we can remove this too. Okay, so just download the fonts, like custom fonts, and created fonts folder, and I copy and paste it inside the fonts folder. Now I'm going to apply the font to this H1 text. Okay, so now let me create one CSS3 style sheet. CSS3.css. This inside my CSS folder. Let's CSS. Okay. So first we should link the style CSS3 style document inside our head section. Okay, let me link that. Link it to style sheet. And then using href attribute, where is my style sheet? CSS folder and css3.css. Okay, now the CSS3 style sheet are available in my HTML document. Now I'm going to apply the font. Here you can say, like for example, web fonts, CSS3 web fonts. Okay, so for applying the custom fonts, first you should link the font in your style sheet. Okay, using @font face, and then inside this you can use the link. Okay, your font location. Okay, so here I'm going to use URL src URL. So inside the URL, I have to give the font's location. Okay, where is my font? Like here, you can say dot fonts slash. You can say any like bold TTF or regular PDF. Okay, so I'm going to apply the regular font. Okay, like this, you have to link the font in your style document using the font face selectors. So till now we use the like a dot, hash, and direct HTML tags as the selectors. But here @ is decorator for use the font face selector. Okay, so the browser will check this is the CSS3 new feature, so that the font, suppose the font is available, the font should be applied to that selector. Okay, so like this, first you should link the font in your HTML CSS document, and then you can apply the font for your selectors. Okay, so let me check here the font name. Font family. So here I should mention the font name exactly. Okay, so let me copy this font. Yeah. So here the font name should be correct. So here actually I copied the file name. Okay, like a bold and regular. This is the file name, not like a font name. Okay. So the actual font name is this one. The font name. Here they said exact the font name. Okay. So let me apply the font name, or else we can copy from the Google here also. Google clips. And here you can say this. You will get the exact name of the font. Like it. So like this way, you have to apply the font name. Font is rent and some subrayadas like other options like Sanskrit. The font is not available. Okay, the first font. So by default, this font will apply the Sanskrit font. Okay, so that is like another option. Okay, so let me check. So apply, not apply.
It's applied.
No, no, it's not applied. No, not this font. It's applying the font sans serif font. The font is descriptor specified resource containing font data. Font downloadable or start. Define association and font association. Face descriptor specifies. Everything is correct, but let me no, it's not applied. Okay, everything is correct. Let me check this one, but it should be work. Let me check the can I use font. We use a lot of times the custom fonts list. It's supporting web fonts. All the browsers supporting. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, right, shall not apply. It should work. Uh, Showing some message like warning. Must define a source. A source answers. So exactly yes. Interest role must define source input properties. Yes. Okay, okay. So here we should say the font name also maybe. Let me check this. After linking the font, let me mention here. It's like this. Even though it's not okay. Mhm. Regular to- Okay, so I know there is no any code mistake, but it should work. The font should be applied. Actually, the sans serif font is applied. This font, sans serif font. Okay, so this custom font should be applied. Okay, let me download some other font. Let's Yeah, for example, handwriting font. Okay, so let me download this. First, I will check using the embed link whether it is working or not. So same. About those fonts. So this one include an action. Okay. Yeah. It's applying. Okay. So this is actually this style sheet coming from the embed link. Okay. So this one. Okay. So here they link the font and they have written some CSS inside their style sheets. Okay. And they mention the font name here. Like this. Okay. Style sheet. Okay, so now download it and paste inside our local folder, like that is fonts folder. Okay, now I'm going to remove this one, like vendor link. Okay, so means now the font should be load from our local folder. Okay, so this font also we should link within our style sheet. Okay, let me check this. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, actually the previous font is like there is some problem is there. The which is the new this font, the first font. Okay, actually the problem is from the fonts I don't. Okay, that's not working. Okay, so here's some other font, like some rounded fonts, rounded corner fonts. Okay, let's download my local system, like my local folder. Okay, inside the font folder, and pasted the font, and I link the font in my style document. And you have to declare the font name also when you're linking the font on your linking selector, like using the font face, right? So here, first of all, you need to mention the font name, and then the source of the path of the font. Okay, so like this, you should link the font, and then you can apply anywhere. Suppose if you want the same font for the entire the page, you can say in the body selector. So that means, so inside the body selector, we are going to write all the elements, right? So it will apply all the elements, whatever, like a paragraph, body, headers, list item, and all the elements will apply the same font. Okay, let me check. It should apply for the text also. Okay. Font family yellow, it's correct. Correct. But when I say the body means, that is like a global selector, it should apply. I say. Yeah, it's applying. Before, why? Because, so here I said like the previous one font, like this one, which is not working. Okay, so that's why the global font is not applied from the body selector. Once I remove this, it's applied. But yellow tail font is applied. Okay, so like this, you can download any font from Google or so many other online websites. Okay, and store into your local folder, and link the font in your style document, and then you can go to your selectors, like class selector or tag selectors, and then you can mention the font. Okay, but the font should be available in your local folder, otherwise it will not apply. Okay, so that means any font, any style font you can apply for your web content. Okay, so the CSS3 fonts is introduced in the CSS3 like web fonts. Okay, and out of system fonts, you want to apply any font, like style font, or some premium fonts also is there. Okay, and premium means we need to purchase those fonts. Okay, we need to take the license. But from the Google fonts, you can download anyone. These are all like free. No need of any license, no need to purchase. Okay, so you can download, or you can use directly using the embed link also, like using this embed link, you can use it. So embed means, so just you have to copy paste in your head section this embed link. That's enough. No need to link the font, nothing. Just you have to mention the font name in your selectors. Right? So is it clear in this? Any doubt? Okay, sometimes see when you're applying the CSS, we need to check the whether the font also working or not. The font is not working means we can't do anything. Okay, so somehow some problem is the technical problem. The first font, okay, and second font are right. Okay, so is it clear? In this any doubt? Any questions?
No.
Yeah, right.
No.
Okay. 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 So like this, we can use the CSS3 web fonts. Let me. Okay. So here I'm going to create one box. Like applying the gradients. Okay. Let me gradients. Div and class. Suppose we can say BG gradient or something. Okay, so here the property is background. You can just say background. That's all. Okay, background and background colors. Let's say linear. Yeah, linear gradient, and then you can say the color values. Okay, like RGB mode. RGB modes, like suppose if you say, for example, let's say colors, like you can say, let's say otherwise names, like for example here, red, what else? Green. Okay, two colors are used for the gradient. Okay, let me check this. Yeah, something. Okay, so that means first you have to create one object, like some width, height. Okay, you can apply the width value and the height value and create one object, and then you can apply the background linear gradient. Okay, here two types of gradient is linear gradient and another one is radial. Two types of gradient. Let's say here you can say some other like third color also. Suppose you can say yellow, like this. Like three colors also you can use. So red, green, yellow. Okay, so like this using CSS3 gradient, okay, you can apply more than one colors, like gradient colors. So here itself you can apply box shadow also. Box shadow, the first value like say 5 pixels, like x-axis, and y-axis 5 pixels, and then blur, shadow blur. Okay, let's say also 10 pixels, and then color. Let's say black, 100% black, like this. Okay, so that is like box shadow. Okay, and even you can create circle also in the same shape. Okay, here you can say border radius, like you can say 100 pixels or 50% also. Okay, so using all these three CSS3 new features. Okay, the gradient and box shadow, border radius. So when applying the border radius, we make a circle. Okay, even you can create different like custom shapes. Okay, as I shown you the example. Okay, like star. Okay, triangle, any some custom shape you can create with the CSS. Okay, by applying border radius, width, height. Okay, and the positions you can apply, and you can create any custom shapes also. Okay, that I will teach on one by one. So okay, so
Okay.
so far what I have done is clear. While linking the font, and I mean downloading the font and linking the style sheet and applying the font. Okay, is it clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start the custom shapes and transitions come from so like one by one.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, bye.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.